All right, so this is our fifth video on the Spring Bake packet. In this part of your packet, they're asking you to create the equation when they only give you the two solution values, x and y, and your slope value m. Okay, so the first thing you do here is you write out the base form of the equation on the line, y equals mx plus b. Remember, m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. All right. So you're first going to write out this equation. So let's go ahead and write it out. And we're going to do number one. Y equals mx plus b. And what you're going to do, you're going to substitute these values into this equation and then solve for b. And then once you find b, you plug it back into this same equation to get your equation of the line. All right. So m is going to be 5, y is going to be 2, and x is going to be 1. All right, so I'm going to rewrite the equation when I substitute these values into this equation here. Okay, so y is going to be 2, m is going to be 5 times 1 plus b. And if we solve for b here, I know that 5 times 1 is 5. So 2 equals 5 plus b. And then I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides to get b alone. B now equals -3. Okay. So now that we found our b and we have our slope here, we're just going to rewrite this equation and plug in our slope and our y-intercept. So it's going to be, the equation line is going to be y equals 5x minus 3. And that is your equation. So we first had to start off by finding our base, or our y-intercept. And once we find our y-intercept, we just plugged it back into the equation of a line equation, the slope-intercept form equation. Okay, so let's do number 2 now. All right, so y equals mx plus b. And you first plug in your variables into this equation. Remember, this is x, this is 1, and this is m. So y is going to be 1 equals 0 times -2 plus b. Remember, when two variables are next to each other, that is multiplication. And you represent that by just writing the parentheses. All right. So now let's go ahead and finish it. 0 times -2 is 0. So b is going to equal 1. Okay. And now when we put this in our equation, you rewrite your equation, slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals m, which is 0, times x plus 1. So remember, m is 0 and b is 1. That's what we found here. All right. But anything times 0 is 0. So this is going to go away. So our equation is actually going to be 1. Y equals 1. Okay. All right. Let's do number 3 now. Okay. So we're going to start off with, again, y equals mx plus b. All right. X and y. So y is 2. M is -2 over 5 times 5, -5 actually, because x is -5, plus b. Okay. So when you have a fraction here, all you do is just cross out what is similar, because 5 divided by 5 is -5 divided by 5 is a -1. -1 times -2 is a -2. So it's going to equal 2 equals -2 plus b. And then when you add 2 on both sides, b is going to equal 0. Oh, excuse me. No, not 0. B will equal 4 plus B equals 4. All right, so we're going to put that back in our equation. Y equals mx plus b. So y is going to be equal to 4x, not 4x, negative 2 over 5 x plus 4. Okay? So remember, when you're giving your point and your slope, all you have to do is use the slope-intercept equation form and solve for our base, our y-intercept. And then once you get your base, you just plug it back into the slope-intercept form equation with your slope, and that's how you get your equation aligned. All right, thank you.